What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the countdown to Halloween. This is where all of October I'm going to be posting reviews, at least one a day of either horror, thriller, sci-fi, or fantasy. And it is Canadian Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadian viewers. And I'm Canadian too, so yeah. So I thought, why not do like more of like an action adventure fantasy film. So today we're going to talk about King Arthur: Legend of the Sword. It was released May 12th, 2017. It was directed by Guy Ritchie, who did films like The Gentleman. I think I reviewed that. I might not have. Snatch, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. I'm pretty sure I reviewed that. And The Covenant. And this film had a budget of $175 million. So this is the story of King Arthur, where he pulls Excalibur out of the stone, and he has to come to terms with himself and others as he goes on a quest to fight the evil. Simple. It's one of the most basic fantasy stories out there. So yeah, so Guy Ritchie did this movie, and he helped write it, he directed it, and yeah, to be honest, I'm not a huge Guy Ritchie fan. We'll get into that in a sec. So, the music in this was actually pretty well done, and I was pretty impressed with it. The cinematography is not too bad. It does get a little weird in some scenes, but yeah, overall, the cinematography is all right too. The characters are pretty basic. They have their purpose in the story, and it's not like they're meaningless or anything like that. It's just like they're just near what you'd expect, and I was kind of hoping for more rich characters in a story like this, and that's what you kind of need when you go and follow them. But yeah. Besides having a basic adventure story and basic characters, yeah, there's not much really else to go on with this. It's just so weird and so oddly put together. The editing in this was very choppy and very disjointed, I thought. And that was kind of annoying. The visual effects in this now, the first like 20-30 minutes, like the big elephants and stuff, look really good. And then it slowly, as the film goes on, it turns more into like a TV movie, like questionable special effects. Some of them, to be honest, didn't even look finished. But yeah, it did have some. It does have some pretty cool big like bugs and monsters and stuff that they kind of just shoved in there. Also, the daytime shots where like the hawks flying, you could totally tell it's like cartoony looking and stuff. Yeah. So yeah. But the main problem I have with this is the way the story goes. I hate it when they have to constantly remember back to something every 10 minutes in a film to get a point across. It's like, that's poor writing right there. So yeah, this like King Arthur remembers back to getting in his dad. They show like a little tiny bit more and a tiny bit more, but it was so repetitive and redundant and just a waste of time. And it does that quite a bit in this movie. The villain was very weak too in this, and besides looking somewhat decent, it kind of felt like a Mortal Kombat movie almost in certain aspects. But overall, I wasn't really big into this. I thought it was just a pretty standard cash grab type of movie. So I'm going to give King Arthur: Legend of the Sword a 2.5. That's a very generous 2.5 out of 5. Yeah, definitely was not my type of movie at all. So besides seeing some cool big elephants destroy things and some big animals and things like that, there's not really much else to really rave about or talk about of this film. So I'm not sure where it's streaming or anything, but I'll at least link the trailer down below so you can check it out down there if you want to see what I'm talking about. Also link down below is my Instagram, so I post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my stories, put the film title in there and some fun fact or history thing in there as well. Also my Letterbox down below at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating after watching the films, and my Twitter's down below at reviews_Derek. So follow me on those platforms, stay in loop with this channel. Like this video, share it so more people are aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any films or film franchises in any genre and on any streaming service that you want to hear my opinions on in the future. Comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. Make sure you subscribe. Hopefully we'll find some weird, obscure knowledge that you probably never thought of checking out together. And also hear my opinions on popular films that come out, class films, and reviews on other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell because we're going to get, now that Canadian Thanksgiving's out of the way, happy Thanksgiving to the Canadian viewers. And yeah, now that that's out of the way, we're definitely going to go full throttle right into the horror and all that fun stuff. So, starting with, probably Deadstream next. So make sure you tune in for that. And yeah, watch out for all those crazy knights out there who doesn't have the will to fight for anyone. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.